Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis of uranium. I know I was looking at some of the ones on the side. Looks like we've got some strong sell-offs today in some of the companies, unfortunately. So we'll look at the charts. I'll give you my financial opinion and we can walk through it. So in the Sprott Physical Uranium Trust, we were down today 2.5%. Even though it's showing a green day. I don't know why it does this. We opened lower. We opened low and probably, no, that wouldn't have worked. We gapped lower and ended upward. Let me see that. Let me see if that's the case for, yeah. Well, I mean, here's a good thing, at least with the Sprott Physical Uranium Trust. We broke its downtrend here on a 1 minute basis. And then, we've got another candlestick here, almost like a descending wedge type pattern that came in and broke to the upside. Hopefully that momentum can continue. If we go back to the 5-day, this is what a 5-day looks like. We bounced off the support here where we were ripping higher. And then yesterday when they released that news, it really hit us on our head. Because we instantly broke this uptrend line here. This was the news coming in. You can see this thing kind of coming up here. It broke down, did a retest, and then we came back down. But we've broken the descending wedge to the upside here recently, and hopefully we can get some traction to the upside in the very, very short term. So this is basically day trading at that point. And all of these charts and patterns work on any time frame. This is a 2-hour time frame coming through here. But URNM, we still have, some selling pressure through here. And here it is on the dailies. A little bit of selling pressure, this whack on the head yesterday with the Fed news. So we were coming down, and I can do a 5-day on this. This is a 5-day look at things, and I'll see it's a 5-minute chart. I think it's a 5-minute chart. So each candlestick is 5 minutes. And what I look for in this is more or less day trading at this point. This is the least reliable signals. They can change very quickly. So we came up into this corner here. They released the news or whatever. It turned it. We're coming back down. And what I'm looking for is kind of a contraction here. We're looking for a break to the of the downtrend line. And we're kind of coming in this little channel here to the downside. So we're still in the downward momentum move for URNM on a very short-term basis. And it really hit we got kicked in the nuts here with the Fed Reserve releasing that information. Everything was looking good, and then they just slammed it. Because you could see how this thing was coming down. It was slowing down and turning. And then they released, was it the news coming up? Boom, nice good smack. And that's today here. So that's URNM, looking at it from a daily candlestick. We could still head lower. This is a very strong closing downward, and we're still in that downtrend from yesterday. Bannerman, BNNLF. Bannerman's just chopping sideways. A little bit of a down day today. Hopefully we can find some support underneath it. Right where this red line is, we come across. We've got support over here, so hopefully that'll act like support over here for Bannerman. Goviak's getting sold off again. Yesterday, man, I do not like this candlestick. It's a bearish engulfing. We're heading lower. We're almost breaking out of this good long support line too. We could head lower here, guys, if we don't get buying pressure here like quickly and soon. Global Atomic, again, more selling pressure. I was hoping for a bounce here. We got the bounce, but it went right into another bearish pattern, unfortunately, and we could be heading lower. It looks like we're heading lower here. I would be more confident with a lower call than a higher call. Forces, may the forces be getting whacked, but they whacked Forces. It's got some strong selling pressure. We do have a little wick at the bottom. Maybe, a little bit of buying pressure at the end of the day. We'll continue to monitor. I'm not doing anything with my shares. I still hold on. Pier Point getting a little bit of a sell-off today and ending quite strong. We'll see if that continues. Deep Yellow, a little bit of a small update today, just rocking sideways. Paladin Energy, PALAF. Looking at this one. It's right at support. Got a little bit of a wick at the bottom. Still a down day. It was riding on top of its pattern for a while. Sky Harbor getting sold off today. A little bit more selling pressure with the overall sector. This is a nice, good reversal candlestick here. And we hit our face. Somebody smashed our face with some selling pressure. And no one likes a smash face with a selling pressure. Next Gen's getting sold off too, ending quite strong to the downside. We could see further downside with Next Gen Energy. Unfortunately, Canalaska is playing with its support line, guys, and this could head lower as well. Things are starting to break to the downside. Base load. I like this bullish engulfing. Then we just sold off. It's like, what's going on here? What is going on? Fission. This opened up and then sold off all throughout the day for a bearish engulfing pattern. And sometimes, I mean, usually you don't see these at the bottom of a pattern. What's really confusing here is when you look at these things, it's rare to see a very large down day and be a bearish engulfing at the bottom of a move where the buyers were starting to equal the sellers of a turn. Very weird to see that. I mean, you can see them every once in a while, like here's one here, but it still went higher and then eventually went lower. But, you know, here's one here as well. I still think, I'm not convinced that this is just going to go rocketing lower. I want to see what happens. Because this is just a funky looking candlestick at the bottom when this thing looked like the momentum was slowing and about to turn. Maybe it's positioning, I don't know. But I mean, this is selling off quite strong here for Fission Uranium Corp, the OG company. And I don't like seeing it have this large of a down day and finishing strong at a bottom or close to what I would think is a bottom of a move. I mean, when you see this nice big hammer candlestick, oh, your momentum's changing. Let's see this thing roll. The buyers didn't step in. Camco still selling off some. A lot of fear out there, guys. Kazatom selling off. It's not horrible. PenMF getting a lot more selling pressure here, guys. A lot more selling pressure. Probably further downside in it. Boss Energy getting sold off. Probably further downside. It's a strong closing. Lots of selling pressure. Same with Lotus Resources. This kind of almost looks like a shoulder, head, shoulder, and a potential move lower. Uroy, again, it still has some selling pressure in this thing. This is a nice big bullish engulfing hammer candlestick pattern, which usually indicates a bottom. Now, we could be just chopping sideways before a move higher. That's possible. This is a very big bullish engulfing hammer candlestick pattern that usually indicates a short-term bottom. You get like one here too. A short-term bottom, momentum turns up, and then you get another bearish engulfing. Encore Energy, bullish engulfing with a nice big hammer. And then we're still got the sell-off. Energy Fuels getting sold off. Nice strong closing to the downside. Probably more selling pressure in UUUU. URG, same thing as UUUU. Good strong selling pressure still. Interesting. UEC, the same story. Strong selling pressure today and ending quite strongly to the downside for UEC. LEU, Centrus Energy, more selling pressure. Wow. Reversal candlestick yesterday with the Fed, and then more selling pressure today. LTBR getting sold off today as well. I would say quite surprising with this massive bullish engulfing 3 days ago. I would have said to the upside. Nice big reversal candlestick here, came up, and then just got denied yesterday and today. Strong selling pressure. It was met with strong selling pressure everywhere. Lots of strong selling pressure still exists in these stocks, guys. That was blue sky uranium, or we're at blue sky uranium here. We got support down here. We'll see if it holds. Wicks at the bottom. Forum Energy Metals just chopping sideways. We've got Anfield chopping sideways. Laramide getting a strong selling pressure day to day. We've got this nice big reversal hammer candlestick pattern, and it literally went right into the Fed day and got smoked. And I don't know if I would change my approach at all either. I would still buy these low hammer candlestick patterns. It's just like we're running into a bunch of volatility here. UEXCF, same thing. We're pulling back to the beginning of that hammer candlestick pattern. Mega uranium's holding on strong above support. So again, guys, I did buy at what I bought on that day that had the big wick. I still have one last lump of money. I'm going to wait and see if this thing can turn around and buy into strength. But we're getting a lot of volatility here. Some of them, they look like they're breaking to the downside, which is, it's not encouraging to see that. I obviously I didn't want to see that because I bought in, a decent sized chunk in my 401k at that reversal candlestick point. I'm not going to do anything with my shares. I'm just holding on, watching this ride. I'd like to enjoy it, but some pretty big down days, guys. No one likes seeing that. And again, it could result in a further pullback. Some of them are selling off strong. They're finishing strong to the downside. Yesterday was the turning point. That news, we came up, reversed, and then bam, headed lower. The momentum continued today. It's a follow through from yesterday. So the momentum's to the downside. We got to break this momentum, guys. It's still coming to the downside. I'm not doing anything with my shares. I'm not going to buy anything at this moment. I'm going to wait for a turn, and hopefully we can see a turn at some point. I'm going to be a lot slower on my last purchase here. So I'm just waiting. If you guys like this analysis, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.